Hey everyone, Happy New Year's, Joey Contino here, home in my studio, because this video I'm going to show you kind of went off the rails a little bit, and so I figured before we play the video for you, I can give you a little understanding of what happened here. I'm actually away on vacation this week, and so I wanted to film this video far in advance. So on Sunday, it was like the, December, I want to say 18th, 19th, I went and filmed this video using the new microphones I had purchased. Didn't know that halfway through they had died, which caused the audio to go out, but that wasn't the biggest issue of the video. You see, the next day, after I filmed this video, it turns out some information had gotten out that the Ocean View lobby, Madison Resorts lobby, was getting demolished. And legitimately, that day, they demolished it completely. Here's some videos of that. Well, because I didn't have any time, because I was A, going away, and B, because it was Christmas time, and I wasn't trying to work, I'm actually off from my work, I was like, okay, so that's fine. And then when I started editing I found out that there was no audio in it. So if you notice something's off in this video, I apologize in advance. And I know that a lot of people wanted a comment about the Ocean View. Long story short, because I know I'll probably have to do other videos about this down the line, it was never conveyed to us. There was obviously some kind of communication breakdown that they would be demolishing that lobby. From the get-go, most of the team had told me that, you know, it was staying and it was saved. Obviously, when you watch this video, you're going to understand why it had to be demolished. But I was reassured from the owner and a couple other folks that it's getting rebuilt almost 100% the same. Obviously, they have to modernize it, including new windows. Obviously, they have that roof that's changing just a little bit. It's still going to be retro. It's still going to be Wildwood. I just wish that we had the opportunity to film inside before it was demolished, or just a heads up, because a lot of people had reached out to me kind of angrily, like, hey, you lied to us. I didn't lie to you. I didn't know that that was the plan. And from the people that I was speaking to, some people said that it was always supposed to be like that. Some people were saying they just found out 2 weeks beforehand they were doing it. So at least you hear it from me. I didn't know what was going on. I was in shock as much as you guys were. And you'll kind of watch in today's video. It's kind of weird because without me realizing it, that was going to be the last footage of me in front of the Ocean View / Madison Resort. So in a way, I was going to re-record this video and I went, I can't. Because now there's video of a thing that doesn't exist, and this is the last video that anyone ever took of that building before it was demolished. So I'm like, I have to keep this video as is, because I was going to re-record the entire thing. But anyway, this is the January 2023 update. I know it's weird to say that because they filmed it 2 weeks before, but you know, sometimes things just kind of happen. Anyway, enjoy. Well, until summer comes, there's a lot of construction taking place all over the Wildwoods. And so today we're going to hit up all of the construction sites from here in Wildwood Crest through North Wildwood. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. A special thank you out to my patrons on patreon.com. It's because of them I can spend hours in sub-freezing temperatures here in the Wildwoods. If you too want to support this channel and have your name at the end of the video, all you have to do is click the links in the description below. Anyway, let's get started here at the Madison Resorts. A lot has changed since the last time we've been here, and remember, they're trying to get the first phase done and ready to go for Memorial Day weekend, which means that right now they're on the clock. They are running really, really hard and fast to get this project done. And behind me, you can see the original lobby. A lot has taken place. If we zoom in just a little bit, you'll be able to see that they're starting to strip down all of the beams. This is because it is going to break off essentially here and go flat. But in order to do that, they have to expose the beams, and they have to, from there, support those other beams so when they start cutting it, this doesn't collapse. And you can kind of see some of their work taking place. Actually, if you zoom in on the bottom, you can see some of the, looks like concrete sitting on down there with the supports, of course, keeping the roof up. Just like what they did at the main beams at the lobby, they had to do to all the beams throughout the entire property. You see, when they were over by the beach terrace, which used to have the beach grill on it, they started taking off the concrete and realized the whole thing was corroded. Well, if they want to add that next story on top, they have to go through every beam, which means removing the concrete, inspecting it, make sure it's safe, and then continue forward. So right now, at least on today, they started at the other side of the building. They have like maybe 3 or 4 done, and they have to continue all the way down. You can see that here. You can see the guy with the yellow jacket. You can see that all those have been removed, and you have these other ones as we pan over that are still intact. When we pan over to the main lobby, you will see that it looks like this whole section here is being supported with these wooden ones because either they had to remove some of the beams or something had been rotted. And I mean, we had seen this before. You can zoom up just a little bit. You could see that piece of metal. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing inside of it. So that's a safety precaution right now, but they're doing such a great job. You know, there's a lot of pile of rubble out there, but right now they have to strip out all of the rooms and then take down the railings. As I mentioned before, they are in a time crunch, which means they have crews here every single day. I stopped by on a Sunday and they were still working. You know, Memorial Day weekend seems kind of far away, but it's really not. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. There's a lot of projects we're going to hit today, some that we haven't talked about before, some others you guys wanted me to revisit, and then some I just kind of left out because it didn't look like much was going on. This really isn't news, but look, the Crest Pier has a brand new sign, and what's really cool is that they're using the old logo on top. That's the original logo. This is a pair of signs because the Crest Arts Pavilion also got a new sign, not with a retro design, but something similar. We are now on the corner of Sweetbriar and New Jersey because the Doo-Wop Drive-In just sold in December and it's becoming a brand new restaurant for next year. For those asking, well, what is happening to Jason and his amazing breakfast concoctions? Well, he's not going too far. He last year opened up another cafe called the Tangiers Cafe located in the Tangiers Motel. Now, if you go back in time, you would remember that is where the original Doo-Wop Cafe was located, which means that he's returning back to his original spot. So if you want to check him out next summer, that's where you'll find him. Anyway, let's continue. Just driving by, and I noticed that the Port Royal is getting a little makeover when it comes to their balconies, most importantly, their railings. You can see these ones have all been removed, and if we make our way down the side, you see, it looks like these ones are done already. They put some kind of plastic on them, maybe to protect them from the elements for now. It looks great. It looks like they're going to be putting in these same railings on this side. You can see the original railings in here, which look like they're made out of concrete. Well, these ones up here look like they're made out of metal. These ones are starting to crack a little bit. Great job, Maurice Piers. A while ago, we told you that part of Pacific Avenue is going to get a lot of work done. They're going to rip up the entire street, put in new pipes, new sewers, so on and so forth, repave it, and it's going to look gorgeous. Well, that project is underway, and that's what's taking place here. If you turn right off of Rio Grande Avenue, this is actually closed off. You can't drive down it. It was around this time that I found out my microphone didn't record the rest of the filming for the entire day. So, I'm going to have to voice over everything that took place. We're currently standing outside the Sinclair gas station that had just opened that day, and I'm pointing over to where the new Starbucks is taking place because they are laying concrete. In this shot here, I'm explaining how they're laying the curb work around the entire outside and where the drive is in the middle, and it looks like they're getting ready to place some kind of concrete casings in the ground. Remember that you're going to be able to drive in from Rio Grande, circle around, and there'll be a little drive-through on the right-hand side, which then you can turn right onto Rio Grande to get back onto the main street. Since it was opening day at Sinclair gas station, I took some photos and some videos that I already put online, but the only thing missing here is the Sinclair dyno. It's going to go on the roof. I don't know when it's coming. Hopefully soon. I can tell you that the beef jerky place is open at this time. For those who remember the Pines house that was demolished a few months back, well, progress has moved really quickly on that property. They already built the back 2 buildings, and they look really, really great. They had promised they were going to build the back ones first before moving to the main lot. And here's just a quick little shot of what it's going to look like once it's done. The left-hand side is what they're already building, and the right-hand side is the one they're going to build out front. That should be, at least the back one, should be ready to go by the spring. And the last project we visit is the Wildwood Boardwalk Reconstruction Project Phase 2. And not too much has changed since our last video, but of course, you know I have the drone, so we'll put the seagull in the sky to give you a bird's eye view of what we're looking at. So take a look. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, you gotta refilm this video now, Joey. And don't worry, I will film another update video in February, and things will be a little bit different. I'll bring in some blueprints and things like that of a couple other projects that haven't started yet, but will be in the future. It's very exciting, I promise you. So many amazing things going on. But I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. A special thank you once again to my patrons on patreon.com. It's because of them I can make videos like this, and I promise you with the new microphones, we will get this audio thing kind of situated. It's going to take me a little while because there's a lot of things and I talk really loud. But I want to thank you guys for joining me, and as always, I will see you on the beach. See you later. Bye.